Hello once again, Capricorn. It's August 2015. I'm Dadhichi Toth from astrology.com.au. You know, you're accused astrologically anyhow of being somewhat cold, aloof, conservative, and I've got to admit, I own up to it that as an astrologer I've also painted you with that sort of brush. But that's a simplistic way of looking at who you are. In fact, as the Capricorn gets older, they do tend to loosen up a little bit and become friendlier and more passionate. Of course, too, you are naturally cautious and mistrusting, but once you open up, you are able to really forge great relationships, and your loyalty's second to none. We see this month some very, very important things. Money, of course, is important to you as well. The full moon starting the month in your second house of finance obviously casts a very powerful influence there. And being the planet that rules your seventh house of partnerships, it's showing us that this month's theme has a lot to do with this. And later in the month, when we see the new moon taking place in the 8th house, the opposite side of the zodiac, that 8th house is also specifically to do with sharing your resources, money that's tied in with others, you know, joint ventures, business affiliations, and that type of thing. If you're married, then that can be extended to the partnership you have with another human being, that long-term emotional partnership, which sucks in all of that material, financial, and economic stuff too. So working through that, I think this month is going to be particularly pertinent for you. Now, the 8th house, which has Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, and the Sun, that's a huge congestion of energy right now, is just adding weight to that testimony that this area of your life has to take priority or precedence. But let's, for the moment, put aside the financial aspects of this and look at the more intimate aspects of this 8th house. The 8th house is the house of sexuality. So no doubt, especially with Venus there, and Venus rules this 5th house of romance and love affairs. Excuse me if I move in and out of frame. I'm taking a look at the computer, and I'm probably best to wear glasses just at the moment I do that. Yep, so it rules your 5th house. I knew that. And that planet, the other significant transit right now, is the retrogression, or the apparent backward movement of your romance planet. It's actually a good thing for you. This is a friendly planet. The retrogression indicates an empowerment or a strengthening of that the principle in your life. And being in the 8th house, I think this is excellent for you, along with Jupiter, which combined influence of Jupiter and Venus does present lucky opportunities. So in terms of your intimacy, in terms of your shared resources, this is an exemplary moment, an opportunity for you to enjoy intimacy, to resolve some of those, I guess, issues that have been holding you back from fulfillment on an emotional and sexual level. There are some other transits that are occurring. In fact, we see a shift from this 8th house up into the 9th house. So this sexual, intimate, self-discovery, transformative point of the zodiac brings all its energy slowly throughout the month up into this 9th house, which is journeys, travels. It has to do with legal matters as well. And we see, first and foremost, on the, let's have a look here, the 8th of August, Mercury moving into this 9th house. And but then that's going to be chased by Mars into the 8th house. So yeah, the moment one planet leaves, another one comes in to take its spot. So yes, your mind will be gravitating towards these points I just mentioned in the 9th house. That's maybe a long distance journey, maybe working through some legal matters, contemplating some new study course or a system that will improve your skill sets. But Mars then moves into that 8th house. That's not a particularly good place for Mars. That would indicate after that date, around the 2nd week and on, to do take care with travel, working with machinery. It indicates you are injury prone. It is not a friendly planet. But the nice thing is that after the 12th, Jupiter, the protective influence, moves to your 9th house, fully aspecting your sun sign. And that, over the next 12 months, is going to bring you ample opportunity, ample protection, and just generally a good sense of self. It is one of the major benefits. And as soon as Venus enters that sign as well, I'll talk about that next month, because while it's in that retrograde motion, it's going to be backing off. But still, after the 12th, that's the second week of the month, I can see some really amazing things happening. And yeah, for the first time in 12 years, there's no doubt in my mind you'll start to feel that shift of energy. So it's a significant one. It's one that, unlike the more personal planets, which are moving rather quickly, every 20 or 30 days, or every 2 months, this one moves once a year, and it is one of the, what we'd call milestones of your life every year. So that's pretty significant. The other important one I wanted to mention was the ruling planet for you, Saturn, having been in retrograde motion in your 11th house of friendships, moving into its direct motion on the early in the month, on the 3rd. So there's already at the commencement of the month this feeling that things are going to start progressing forward for you if you've been feeling held back by any situation. Once that happens, however, and it finally does make its entry into this 12th house, again, I'll talk about that in the next couple of months, this is going to be a very, very defining time for you. A time when you will change many, many things in your life. And you're feeling that now. This could be a time where you really inwardly try to take stock of who you are, analyze where you've been, what you've done, and now maybe even make some fairly significant changes. And that's also shown by this transit of Jupiter in the 9th house. Mercury, moving very, very quickly indeed on the 28th, will move out of the 9th house, bang, as quickly as it moved in there. It's going to move out into the career sector, and this is a time for communicating things in the professional arena of your life. This is a powerful time, and Mercury here is exceptionally well placed for you in the 10th house, bringing with it some favourable news, some better opportunities if you've been waiting for them, and that's something to look forward to. Although it's the third last day of the month, that will also continue into September, and I'll be touching on that again in more detail next month. Hope you'll join me then. In the meantime, do check out my website, astrology.com.au, for all the monthly, daily and yearly readings in textual format, lots of free readings and personal advice if you want to avail yourself of that. Take care. See you shortly. Bye-bye.